Let's talk about the bullish September scenario. We'll break it all down for you. There's a ton of tokens that you guys need to keep an eye on. This could be one of the biggest months yet. My name is Paul Barrow. Welcome back into Tech Path. Now, I know you guys are saying, wait a minute, Paul, you just did a video on the bearish side. Well, I want you to understand there are two sides to every coin. And the cool thing is you have to look at two different market structures. One, of course, is more economic driven, which is the video we just did. And this one is more technology driven around where is growth going to come from. And that's what we'll break into today. A couple of things we'll get into, of course. I do want to thank our sponsor, and that is Tangem, because this is where you can park a lot of those tokens and get into self-custody. It's a great place to start. Go over to the Tangem website. Make sure and click the 3-card set. You want this one right here on their site. This will give you a backup. They also have their stealth cards coming up this month as well. So check it all out. You're going to get additional discount from us just by clicking the link down below. Let's get into it. There's a couple of points I want to hit on. This first tweet right here, the SEC will be in the crosshairs of Congress as Gensler, of course, kind of comes in slated to testify in front of the House and Senate the last week of September. This is very important. This also could lead to some of the regulation. Obviously, the FIT bill, the stablecoin bill, all of this could line up to where we could still get this passed in this session that's coming up in this November, December. So be on the lookout for that. We will be up at the policy summit up there with them as well in December. So maybe we'll see some news starting to break. Avalanche also making news, catalyst that unlocks the expansive world of purpose-built blockchains. They, of course, are getting ready to launch the 9000, Avalanche 9000. This one is going to be interesting because there's a couple of things right here that I want to break out within the article that they did the release on. One of the things I want to focus on, partner launches. That's going to be the one to watch. I think that will be the key if we see some critical partner launches. Now, don't forget, Avalanche has their own event coming up in October. I think it's down in Argentina. So be on the lookout for that one as well. Also, the other scenario you want to take a look at is stablecoins as it applies to staking and also just earning. Fuse Earn is now curated. It's a new program out there that, of course, is under Drift Protocol. This will be a scenario that plays out with more value for your stablecoins, up to 7%, as you can see there on how this plays out. This could be a scenario where we see a lot of stablecoin usage. Again, benefits to what I think will be the growth in crypto as we see maybe people starting to look at this as an alternative to fiat dollars. So that, again, also very bullish. Other things I want to look at here, the September calendar, of course, we've got the big ones right there. Singapore, Singapore, token 2049, and also Breakpoint. And the other thing that you have to look at, this is the event layout for Solana Breakpoint. And the Gamer Village, I'm going to zoom in on that a little bit, not very large. So you can kind of see, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Good that they are still using games. And if you look at the games on Solana, not a lot. This is kind of the full gambit of what's available. Now, granted, they've got probably one of the best out there, which is Star Atlas. But the key here, I think, is where the future of games could go for Solana. So they're still in the infancy space for game growth. And one thing to consider here is this could refocus Solana. So it could be very bullish for them, meaning let's get back to the core of what's making Solana great. And that could be other projects out there in the gaming community, etc. Now, where will some of this activity go? Because remember, a lot of this came over from the meme coin community. And if you look over here on DeFi Llama, here is Tron, picking up a lot of that activity. We've talked about this with things in projects like Sundog, Sun Wukong, many of those that we've talked about here before. Again, those are meme tokens. I want to pause there for a second. So many of you guys probably brand new to crypto and you're like, what is that? So go back and watch some of our meme coin videos and get a little bit of understanding of how this works within crypto, because this could open up some very unique opportunities inside the Tron ecosystem. One of the things to note right here is the potential for maybe getting listed on HTX. So that could open up a lot of opportunity for a lot of these meme tokens, much like what you see on typical exchanges out there, or some of those that are maybe a little bit easier to utilize. But if you guys have not already bought a Tron meme token, go check it out. Get the Tron wallet, dive into Sunpump. You'll learn a little bit more about how it works. And, you know, always, of course, not financial advice. Be very cautious. Do your research on those, because these are meme tokens and they move like meme tokens, up fast, down fast. Pump Fund, of course, everybody's been watching that one. They're out of the game now with Solana. Sun pump right now on Tron. Of course, we saw that move over the last couple of weeks. Is that going to continue to gain a lot of users? Or ETH Vista. And this is the one that everybody's looking to now. Is this the next potential meme coin extravaganza going forward? And of course, a new standard for DEX is out there built for Ethereum and Layer 2. So go check it out. It might be one of those areas that we could see another meme craze start to take place. Just to give you kind of an example here, we're on the Ether Vista, and you can kind of see not a lot of market cap in some of these, very small. Could this be, and if you look at VISTADOG, look at that one right there, 278. So that's what I'm watching. And again, these are this might be like a very small percentage of some people's portfolio, but if you are playing in meme coins, then might be one to do some research on it, understand how to get into it, and understand what the capacity is here. Could this be another DEX that really starts to explode? So let's take a look at VISTADOG right here. If you go back here, this is on the 15 minutes. So it is, during a short period of time. Look at that, crazy gains, unbelievable. Now it has fallen off. So if we get another pump here, is this one of those that could take off? Don't know. But again, that's how memes work. A couple other things that are happening. SuiPlay just launched their device. This will be a big thing because I think we'll see more and more devices coming into the market around Web3 gaming. They, of course, announced that they had sold the first 1,000 SuiPlay devices. They're sold out now, so that is an opportunity. You do still get the NFT, which has its own perks, so there are some benefits still to the device itself. With that being said, you have to kind of consider what this might mean for gaming in general, because this could open up a couple of games that are going to launch with it. There, of course, is a AAA pop shooter, and then also Dark Times also launching, which is over on Immutable. All right, so here is a gaming console, kind of a gaming controller that was released today, maybe in response to the Sui. This, of course, is called Shaga, so it's within the Solana ecosystem. But this could be where you could drop in your Saga phone, drop in the Shaga, and now you've got a new game ecosystem. I don't know. Let me know if you guys think this is a good idea. I'd love to get your comments down below. Just drop some in it. I'm not totally sold on that, but we'll see. Hey, listen, we'll see what happens at Breakpoint, because most likely we'll see a lot more of Shaga, maybe in alignment with Saga, the phone, especially Chapter 2, hopefully being dropped over there. I want to go to a clip real quick because because I think this will show a little bit more detail. Take a look. All right, so pretty cool, and the opportunity here for cloud gaming is real, and I think this will continue to grow. And one thing, as you note, a couple of people are now getting a date in line here, possibly September 4th. Remember, there's a lot of things happening on September 4th this week, and of course, many of you guys have been watching what we're talking about, and that is when you look at what's going over here at Immutable. Tens of millions of players and hundreds of millions in revenue coming in on this. And I think this is a good deal for Immutable. It's going to be a good deal, I think, for Polygon. We'll see all sorts of chains that I think are going to really make a big splash this week. One other note on September 4th right here is Flow. On September 4th is going to be enabling their EVM developers to deploy apps on Flow. So that could be a pretty big deal for Flow in general. This opens up Flow very, very fast. If you kind of compare this to what's going to happen within the XRP ecosystem, that's probably not going to happen until 2025. Well, we know that's not going to happen until 2025. This is happening on September 4th. So pretty big deal for the Crescendo launch at the Forked conference. So we'll see how that plays out for Flow. One thing to note on Flow right here is people are being incentivized here to lock it up. So this could start to flow into, no pun intended, some supply shock with that, which could drive the token price. So be on the lookout for Flow to be on the move as well. In other news, Cardano's foundation now saying they're going to be hard forking. This is a major milestone for Cardano. For those of you who are tracking Cardano, not necessarily a big deal, but it might be for some of you. So be on the lookout for that one. The big one right now, I think, is XRP. So what's happening here is, and we've talked about this before, but this is, of course, tying into Futureverse, what that potential is. We actually had the Futureverse team on. Go back and check that video out. I think you might be surprised at how much innovation we could see there. but they are also is on the ground this week in the Korea Blockchain Weeks. This is going to be a big deal over there in terms of key announcements. So be on the lookout for that. That could also play into this. So you can see all this is lining up so many different projects, so many different events, so many different achievements that many people and many projects have been working on all year to get to where we are right now. So be on the lookout. Other things that are happening, of course, is the main event happening at Ripple Swell here in Miami in 2024. Let me know if you guys are going to this. We may actually cover the Swell event here in Miami. We've got tickets, so we may show up just to see what announcements they're going to make. That's most likely we'll see a lot around stablecoins, most likely the EVM compatibility, what we'll see for 2025, maybe within a roadmap that could all be revealed here coming up just around the corner, October 15 and 16. MetaConnect also happening in September, the 25th and 26th. This could be a big deal for Meta because there are some things, and I think a lot of people have been watching, is that the device potential for what we will see coming out of Meta could surprise us. And if it does, if we get the spatial computing cameras, much like what we've seen with like the Meta glasses from Ray-Ban, if they're able to leap to that next level of getting a much smaller device in use for other aspects of how AR, VR are going to be used, that'll be a big breakthrough. And of course, the game-changing AR glasses set to amaze in September. Everybody's talking about that little device right there, but now much more advanced for AR, VR. So a lot happening with Meta. And of course, they still have their Meta Quest getting ready to launch right in time for the holiday season. That will only expose AR, VR even more, which will mean in-game assets, NFTs. Now you start to see how all this comes together for the year. The one to watch also that might be tied to this is Over the Reality. And this is one that we've talked about before. We had the Over team on just here recently. Go back and check that video out. Their CEO was pretty interesting, and he had some, I think, some really good points as to why they were in the right place at the right time. Because I think a lot of people are looking at, is this one that's just going to be overlooked? I don't necessarily think that is going to be the case. So check that one out as well. Let's take a look at a couple of tokens. I want to take a look at Matic right now. We have not seen lows like this for quite some time if you consider where Matic will be relaunching as the Paul token. And that is happening on the 4th. So be on the lookout. I think it's tomorrow. So get ready. We may see a big bounce coming up here on Matic. The other ones that we're going to watch here, of course, Avalanche moving and has been rebounding slight up and down. It's been playing around this $21 mark for a while. This also could be one that starts to move. Beyond that, let me take a look at a couple more I wanted to look at. IMX. Right there, of course, you can kind of see everything's been really suppressed. And of course, a lot of these gains throughout the year have really been taken away. So could this be the beginning of the next era of a bull run, especially around some of these altcoin that we're watching very closely? So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, because I always like to get your feedback on where you see some of these projects going. It's always a good insight also, because I think there's a lot of things working right now that could open up the markets in a lot of interesting ways. So make sure and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. If you're not in our Diamond Circle, get in that as well. It's our private group. And follow me on X. It's @PaulBaron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.